It would have been very, very difficult if we had walked this journey alone without the support of the government. Winning the East Africa Pamoja bid was a very big task, and we automatically needed the government on our side. From the inception, it was a CAF requirement that the government had to submit in a commitment, and then for the First Lady, Mama Janet Museveni, who is also the Minister of Education and Sports, herself signed the commitment on behalf of the government as the first requirement before other details followed. So we must commend her for that support. She also later introduced us to the president, the head of state in Entebbe, bought into our idea, and the president gave us the support. So the president was with us from the inception up to the time of voting, and he has assured us that we are going to have more facilities constructed, one stadium in Lira, the Kibwa Stadium, and another stadium in Hoim. We must also convey our thanks to the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable Anita Among. Even on the final day, she directed the Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Thomas Taiwo, to be with us in Cairo and gave us very massive support. So we are so grateful. And of course, we have to thank all the ministers led by the Ugandan Minister, Peter Ogwang, but also the counterparts in Kenya and Tanzania, and the Federation President, Engineer Moses Magogo. This was his sole dream. And in the beginning, not many people could believe that this dream could come true, but it stood the ground. There were a number of reasons why we won this bid, but obviously one of them was we had a document that had the standard playgrounds. Nambole, by the time the inspectors came here, the renovation of Nambole was ongoing. Government had already released 97 billion of Uganda shillings. So that work alone gave us some marks. Nachivubo, we want to commend Hamis Chugun for the good work he had done, because Nachivubo also was submitted as a competition ground, not as a training ground. And St. Mary's Chitende, Dr. Lawrence Mulindwa, it was also good work on the ground. So with those in place, but besides the facilities, Sekafa or Uganda, Kenya and Tanzania, we had an advantage over the others, that we had a population of 300 million people that have not watched AFCON for the last 51 years, because it will be exactly 51 years by 2027 when we last had the last AFCON, Ethiopia, in 1976. Secondly, we also looked at a one tourism visa, that once you have a tourism visa here, you need only one single visa to take you to 7 countries of the East African community. So to our guests that will be coming in from Europe, from Africa, you will not need a second visa to access these other countries. But thirdly, there was also an issue of the political stability, that the region is politically stable. We also looked at the flight connections from Entebbe to Nairobi, which is 45 minutes. On average, it's about an hour from one country to the other. So the fans will be able to fly, watch one game in Kampala, fly to Nairobi, watch one game there, fly to Dar es Salaam, watch another game, fly back and sleep in Entebbe. So all this and many others give us an advantage over the others. So our commitment as FUFA now and the government of Uganda is to make sure we live to our expectations. Ugandans are excited, the younger people are excited, the Bazukulu from Zay are excited.